Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to have our daily dose of dismal Disney.
Yeah, this one's definitely warranted. D, triple D.
This is a quadruple
D, whatever the hell we call it.
This is a quadruple
D.
Quadruple D. This is very, very bad news for park goers. Disney has just jacked their prices up through the stratosphere now in Disneyland, which is so weird because just last year they were complaining not enough people went to Disneyland.
Well, they always do this in February. First of all, they always do a price increase in February. It's normal. Now, last summer, they jacked the prices up considerably at Walt Disney World for annual passes and things. And we're talking like a big, like 20-some% increase in prices out of nowhere. And now Disneyland's getting a turn for the massive price hikes.
Yeah, because they have Marvel coming to Disneyland this summer. So now all the media outlets, we're talking outside of the Disney Parks blog bubble, all the major media outlets are talking about Disney's ridiculous price hike that on peak days, now we got to disclaim this, on peak days, Disneyland can run you more than $200 per day.
Right. They changed it now. So it used to be like a value, you know, there was a middle ground and there was like the peak times. They've changed it now to a 5-tier system, much like what they do at Disney World, where each day could have a different damn price depending on how busy they expect it to be. Now, they are taking it up to extremes. Like the lowest they can get like $109, but the highest could be $209.
Yeah, and it could go even higher than that. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the backlash. A lot of people are saying they're done. They're done with Disney because of this. We're going to talk about the Disney Parks blog bubbles and a lot of Disney defenders.
They're flipping out. It's great.
Flipping out, trying to justify this price hike. And we're going to talk about all that in this video. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We're almost at 100,000 subs, guys. Thank you so much for that. So those of you who follow the channel know that we actually, believe it or not, are Disney fans and we're avid Disney park goers.
And we go all the time.
We just went to Walt Disney World last week, actually. We did a live stream from Galaxy's Edge.
We're going back again on March 4th to do a live stream from the opening of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Geeky runs a blog called Pirates and Princesses where she gives pragmatic opinions and news on Disney. And this one threw a lot of the media outlets for a loop because, again, after last summer, you know, when Disneyland was a ghost town, you know, why they would think it's okay to jack the ticket prices up this high.
Yeah. Well, the earnings call just happened. And guess what? Guests visiting were up a little bit. Attendance was up a small bit from the last time. But per spending per guest was up considerably. And this kind of crap is why. Because they're not doing this. Then they turn around, they sneak in 50 cents here, $1 here increases on, you know, on food.
Yeah.
They throw in like, you know, $5 increment increases on like merchandise. So not only are they jacking the prices up, they're jacking up the food, they're jacking up, you know, everything. They upped the minivan prices just like last year too. So now it's absolutely ridiculous to ride the minivan when you can take a Lyft or a bus for way cheaper.
Paying to park at the $300 or $400 a night moderate hotel.
You have to pay to park now.
I mean, it's getting ridiculous. So what's going on is Disney is padding their bottom line by charging the Disney diehards.
By gouging.
Gouging, basically. This is how they're doing it. This is why they're always profitable in parks and resorts. The attendance could be down, but the dollars are up. And we saw that third quarter last year where the attendance was down, but the per capita spending was up.
Just as last time, attendance is up slightly, but the per capita spending was up also. And you know, everybody's like, well, it doesn't need to make up for it because they had all those huge gains in the movie part. No, they didn't, because those movies made a lot of money on paper, but I guarantee you the expenses behind them negated a lot of what they made. I mean, not a lot, but they negated a big hunk.
Yeah.
Which they're now turning to other areas like the parks and resorts that they always do to make up for that.
Yeah, and I mean, Disney's in the hole. They're in the hole on Disney Plus. They're in the hole on Fox.
Yeah, Iger has a spending spree, and now we're all paying for it.
And, you know, Disney just had to negotiate, and they bring this up in a couple of these articles. They had to negotiate with their workers, with the unions. They have to pay their workers more, so now all of those expenses are being passed on to guests. But we saw what happened last year. The park was a ghost town right after Galaxy's Edge opened. It actually chased people away because they did jack the prices up, and they had blackout dates on the annual passes, and they have apparently learned nothing.
Yeah.
They've apparently learned nothing.
And they're basically passing on, like you said, the increase for the salaries onto the guests. They're passing on all the, new attraction expenses onto the guests. And, people are like, well, you can't put a price on magic. Like, hell, you can't. Disney does it every day. And people are getting fed up. They're getting to the place where, magic doesn't cost, that's too much. Too much magic, for my blood.
It's not even that magical anymore. I mean, we went to Disney last week just for a couple of days. We used to be able to just, pop in and out of Disney, and this is Disney World, not Disneyland, but same basic kind of experience. But we could pop in and out, a couple days here and there, and yeah, it was worth it, to go. It's getting harder and harder to justify the expense now because the parks they seem to be declining in experience while increasing the prices.
Well, actually, it's funny you mentioned that because Hollywood Studios, they already said there's like 3 character meet and greets they're going to probably pull or, soon. Bo Peep, Mike Wazowski, and another character, can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, Frozone. They're going to pull those. They already are ending the one Galaxy Far, Far Away show, but that's most likely because of Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway.
That was a garbage show.
I know. Basically, literally, Ray just stood there. Everybody else came out and did something. Ray, am I kidding?
No.
Would come out and stand, and she'd look at the distance, wistfully. That was her part in that show. But they're cutting more and more things. They're cutting immersion. We can see they're cutting a lot of corners on things. Thank God for the cast members, because the cast members are the only reason that still makes a difference on, why people go back.
Yeah. Because
they do what they can to give magic, whatever they can do it. But like I did some figuring, and one place, I'm not going to name names, their answer was, oh, it's fine. Don't worry, just go the cheap days. Okay, so that's great, except that doesn't always work for people because they have kids, they have jobs, they have certain days they can take vacation, whatever. There's reasons why they can't do that. I mean, in a perfect world, that would make the most sense. But also, everybody is going to go on the cheap days now, which means that the low parts are going to be the busiest times to go.
Yeah, and the thing is that we saw this last week where it used to be that, January, February were pretty dead at Disney World. It was wall-to-wall people. Well,
they keep scheduling like sporting events and stuff, like cheerleading competitions, dance competitions, all that kind of stuff now during the off time, so it's always busy.
Or they do their free dining programs and stuff like that too, And the thing is, so yeah, you can pay less and it's going to be a completely unenjoyable experience for you because it's going to be wall-to-wall people.
I guarantee it. And then but down in Disney World, you get fast passes, 3, which that's probably going to change soon too. There's rumor they're going to start making you pay for, for fast passes here soon. But in Disneyland, they have the Max Pass, which you have to pay for. And the Max Pass gives you access, basically like a fast pass line to different attractions in Disneyland.
Yeah.
Now, it has gone up from $15 to $20 with the price increases. So let's just talk for a minute. If you went on a busy day, one of the busier days, at $209 person, there's 4 of you. Say your kids are over the age of 9, so you don't get any kind of discount anyway. And you have 4 kids, you and your 2 kids, and you're going to the parks, and you're going on a $209 day. It'll cost you $836 just to get a 1-day hopper without, tax. And then you throw in Max Pass at $20 per ticket. You're talking about with, $916 or about probably around $1,000 with tax and everything to go for 1 day with a Max Pass, so you can actually get on to attractions when it's busy, and to hopper so you can go between the two because you only can afford 1 day. $1,000.
And that's not even including food. That's not including parking.
Nope.
This is insane. Now, this is not every day. Again, they've got this tiered pricing system. It goes up to over $200 a day on peak days, but still, this is ridiculous. So rolled out on Tuesday, and they never give you a heads up when they're going to do this.
I would always expect it in February.
Because that's when they've had time to process their earnings.
It's always after the earnings call, and it's always in February, guys.
So the 1-day ticket to Disney, this is coming from New York Post, 1-day ticket to Disneyland will range from $104 on low demand, only $104. I remember when people freaked out.
And that's a 1 day. One day, one park.
1 day, one park. A park hopper, of course, is when you can go to both parks. Like a March weekday, up to $209 for entry to both Disneyland and nearby California Adventure on high demand days. Weekends it costs more. Saturdays and Sundays will now cost $154, up from $149. We talked about the Max Pass. The parking hasn't gone up yet.
But
just wait.
Give them time.
Now, I love this, though. I love this. A visit to our parks is the best value in entertainment, bar none.
Sorry. saying they're serious.
And we offer flexible
God.
choices to enable families to choose what's best for them, Disneyland spokeswoman Liz Jager said in a statement.
God.
The price hike comes on the heels of a lawsuit filed by park workers alleging the company fails to pay a living wage.
Which is not untrue. However, instead of the company eating some of the expense, they're just trying to make the guests pay for everything.
Oh, God. Whether $200 a day is more than Disney fans are down to pay, however, will soon be known. They'll begin to see it in the customer surveys. Well, they're not going to have very many customers at $200 a day. So they're already getting backlash. And again, this comes after last year. They couldn't get people to Disneyland. But fans are reacting to Disneyland price increases already. I mean, we've got the magical Mickey's mob out there trying to justify this. Literally, I have seen blog posts on Disney blogs saying, it's okay, guys, this is the cost of magic. It's okay.
It's okay, just go on a cheap day.
You can't put a price on all the magic Disney gives you.
It's about families, and families is about magic, and if you want the magic, we're just going to keep paying it because it's Disney magic, and that's the best time my family has, so I'll pay the money.
Well,
I'm like, I've been other places with my family and had just as much fun, and it didn't cost anywhere near that.
Yeah, so not everybody's on board with this. Seriously, Disney, are you out of your mind? Somebody wrote on Twitter, I will never go to Disney parks again. 209, the stand-in lines, be with 1 million people in a small park. No thanks. Guess they don't make enough. They don't make enough on the rest of the overpriced stuff. Well, this sounds like somebody doesn't go anyway. Like, if you go to Disney, you know it's not cheap.
Right.
But it's getting to the point where you can't justify. Again, if you're getting a truly premium experience, and you want to pay for that, that's fine. But you're not getting the experience that you would have gotten even 6 or 7 years ago, for the price.
They just want to cram as many people in as much money as they can.
Yeah, I just read on Facebook the ticket price for Disneyland jumped to $200 per person for one day. Again, peak season, not
you have to clarify that. It is not all the time. In the lower seasons, for one day, one park, it's only $109, which still sounds like it's only $109. It's still high.
But here we go. This is people. This is it. There are people who are diehard Disney fans, and those are the people Disney are bleeding. It's that time again where Disney increases the price of tickets and annual passes always in February.
At least, and then they do it some other times.
Then sometimes they'll do it throughout the rest of the year. While I wish they didn't increase their prices, I'll forever renew.
This is why they keep increasing their prices.
Because they know it. They know it. Disney did not respond to a request for comment from Fox Business. Fox Business also reached out to the Disney Parks Moms panel.
Well, they're not going to answer you without Disney's permission because they're run by Disney, so they're not going to give any statement other than what Disney tells them they can say.
They're looking to put the most magical spin on this. Now, there were other articles, and I don't have it pulled up, where they basically had another Disney spokesman come out and say that it was comparable to going to Broadway or going to a sporting event or something like that, and that their prices are in line with top shelf entertainment. And again, we saw Disney thinks it's the best. So it can charge whatever the hell it wants to. And when you have people that are addicted to Disney no matter what it costs, then yeah, of course they're arrogant and they think they can jack the prices up.
And people will pay it. And until people stop paying it, it's going to keep going up.
Yeah, that's just it. I mean, as long as people continue to pay it, it's going to go up. And it's going to get to a point where, I think the only people going to these parks will eventually just be the diehards, the diehard Disney fans, the people that have the DVC club and the annual passes, and these are the people that go all the time, and it's in their blood, and that's what Disney's going to count on. But the thing is they're growing so much now that they need the casuals too, and I think they're scaring away the casual.
Well, it's getting to the place where I think they keep trying to spin it as we're raising the prices so that you have a better experience because less people will come. That's the answer they keep doing. But the thing is, it's not true because they keep raising the prices and then still shoving everybody in there, as many as they can. So it's still too crowded, and you're paying more money. So that's the excuse they're giving, but it's not true. Were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say I think there's gonna be another price increase this year because they did it last year. They did it twice, and Walt Disney World, they jacked up the annual passes not as much as they did last year. Last year was a huge sticker shock for a lot of people. They wound up being like $1,200 for an annual pass, whereas before it was like $800 and some dollars for the platinum. This year they jacked it up about $100. But this goes with it. I mean, especially with them building as many things as they're building. But again, I don't understand what they're thinking.
I don't understand what they're thinking either. They're thinking we're going to have Marvel open soon, and it's going to be big. Just like Galaxy's Edge was a huge success, the Marvel Avengers campus is going to be gigantic too. So we got to jack up prices. I'm expecting it for Walt Disney World because we're going to get Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. We're getting Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy is coming soon. I'm expecting to jack it up a whole bunch again for Walt Disney World.
I think they will. As soon as they get close to opening another major attraction like Ratatouille or Guardians, are going to jack. And the 50th is coming up.
Right. Oh yeah, they're definitely going to jack it before the 50th, guys. There's no. Oh, then Tron's going to open the 50th.
Yeah, Tron's opening.
I expect huge price increases coming to Disney World in the near future. I'd be more surprised if it doesn't happen.
I think eventually the price of entry into the parks is going to hit $150 a person per day on the low end.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember just a couple of years ago, people freaking out about topping $100. Like, oh my God, it costs $100 to get into Disney for a day. I think very, very soon we're going to see $150 being the new normal per day, per guest.
And that's for
Disney.
one park, not
For
a
one
hopper
park.
or anything else.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. Now, as we said before, people are out there like, it doesn't cost that every day. No, it doesn't cost $209 every day. It has a 5-tier system now instead of a 3-tier system. You hear WW News Today has it broken down. You can see here's what it used to be. 104, 129, 149 value, regular, peak. And now the lowest you can get according to this is 104. This is for one day.
Yeah.
Or one day, one park. 104, 114, 124, 139, 154. So that's not too bad. But if you want to go to hoppers, it's increased. The hoppers Walt Disney World increased in expense as well. So, this means you get to go to both parks in one day. But if you want to go to one park in one day and it happens to be a cheap day, it's still not great, but it's not too terrible. Same for in here. These aren't too bad. It's like I'd say 124 and then it gets but if you want to do a 2-day one park, $235. A 2-day with hopper, $290. So it's just getting pricier and pricier and pricier. And,
I feel bad for some of the people now going to, now this is Disney World, not Disneyland, but you go to some of the parks now and they're construction sites.
Epcot is pretty much all walls in Future World.
Yeah, it's not, you're not going to get the maximum. I mean, they're trying to compare it to Broadway or a sporting event, but I'm like, when you go to the stadium, it's not like just one team is playing against itself because the other team is recuperating or whatever, I mean, you're getting the full experience, and you can't really say that right now for the state of a lot of parks. They're jacking the prices up, but the experience is actually diminished.
Yeah, and their answer is, well, those events only last a couple hours, but here you get the entire day. And that's not untrue. But the problem is they're packing more people in. So we've been to the parks. We've actually know people who won't go back because they paid a whole bunch of money to go. Mm-hmm. They went one time, and they got to ride like 3 things because the crowds are so bad. They couldn't even get on attractions, and they'll never go back because they're like, why did I spend all that money to ride 3 things?
And that's what's going to happen. People are going to spend the money now or whatever to go to check out all the new stuff. And once they've done it once, and they're like, my God, I took my family for a couple days and it cost me $4, $5, $6, $10,000. I'm not going back anytime soon.
No, and they keep raising the prices on the hotels, they give you free dining, but the free dining keeps getting cut. Like, it was, the moderates, they got the one that was a regular Disney dining plan where you got one table, one quick. Well, now it's down that the moderates only get quick service free dining. Sometimes it's like you get 1 meal a day. Sometimes they have like these little caveats in there. It's just for kids or whatever. Yeah. So they just keep cutting as much as they can cut. And they keep raising as much as they can raise. And I'm sorry, people are going to tap out. I don't care what people say.
Yeah, they're going to.
They're going to tap out at some point. Whether it's now or like 2 years from now, I don't know. But it's going to tap people out. People are just going to start. No, it's not going.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. I think once people, go check out the new stuff or whatever, I think we're going to see a lot of stories like this. People aren't going to Disneyland anymore. They're not going to Disney World. What happened? What happened?
Because they got too expensive. And if you're planning on going in next year or like in a few months, always figure high, because nothing's saying that 2 months from now Disney World won't up their prices again because Ratatouille's opening. Like Kneon said, when they have the 50th, expect those tickets to go up. So if I were you, I would figure whatever you're planning and then add a bunch extra to it. I mean, worst case scenario, you have to pay it. Best case scenario, they don't raise it again and you have that extra money you can put into something else.
Yeah, figure high. I mean, everything at Disney is going to cost more than you expect it to cost. And I love how the defenders were all like, no, you can do magic on a budget. And I'm like, yeah, budget of minimum, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a family, and minimum.
And and there are ways to save money to get to go, but it's just getting more and more unreasonable for a lot of people.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens again once the novelty of all the attractions wears off. If Disney keeps their prices here, I do think people are going to stop going. I really do. And then they'll have to backpedal with deals. And we saw that last year. They were panicked because people weren't coming to the park, so they had all kinds of deals.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
You know, because they're scaring people away.
Well, I don't think we're going to see many deals next year.
No, because they got to pay for this stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
well, next year is the 50th of Disney World, so for sure Disney World we're not going to see deals.
Yeah.
We're going to see price hikes.
All right, so there you go, guys. Over $200 a day. How bad you want it? How bad you want to go see Mickey?
Yeah, and if you want to go on a cheaper day, you have to rearrange everything to make sure that it fits your schedule to go on a cheap day.
Yeah, because I love this. They don't seem to realize, like, the people that you want have jobs, and so they have to plan their trips.
Well, no, they do realize that. So they know that they can't go unless it's an expensive day. They're going to hit the $120 to $159 days, or you know, they're just going to pay for an annual pass and you know, pay more money that way. So
God, okay, so we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we will talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.